Hello and welcome to Fresh Face One Shots. My name is Joey,
And I'm Jacob.
and today we are back with our coverage of Absolute Power, the summer DC event. I almost got that right. The summer event for DC Comics of 2024. This is Absolute Power. This is number 2. We have also covered Ground Zero and the first tie-ins for Superman and Wonder Woman recently. This is the second issue of the main event. Let's get right into this. I loved this issue. I think I actually prefer this to the first one in a weird way.
Yeah, this one... So it's interesting, because in the main podcast, we already recorded, but it'll be coming out tomorrow, a big Marvel event comic. But I think Mark Waid and Dan Mora here actually do a really good job of blending the tie-ins without losing focus of the main story.
Yeah. I think also, it's kind of weird though. I think also our take on how much we enjoy this, because I hadn't expected it to be as important. It might also have something to do with the fact that we did read that Superman tie-in recently, and that kind of explained away the Fortress of Solitude stuff already. So kind of knowing this is already going on, I think definitely helped our reading experience.
That helped.
It's kind of cool.
Big Superman-focused event. There's some stuff in here. First off, okay. We said it last time, but just gotta say it again. Dan fucking Mora.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
I'm just like, again, I read this thing twice. First time actually reading it. No, first time I was just like, ooh, the pretty pictures.
The pretty colors. Yeah. And then you actually read it, which is nice. I appreciate that you did that. But we do start the issue.
I would never come to one of these with not having read the thing.
I would love to see you actually try that.
I don't think I could do it, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
Do it with like a random, with just a portion of a Brave and the Bold issue. Now you're tempted.
No, I'm slightly tempted, but also not, because I'm enjoying all... Well, you do have a new story. No, I'm not going to do it.
Try it. Anyway,
talking about Chapter 2, Resistance.
Yes, I'm assuming these are things that are happening in the tie-ins with Task Force 7. We're getting an update on the various DC heroes, and I'm guessing villains as well, that have been sort of incapacitated and taken in by Waller's Task Force 7. I like seeing that little update at the start here. She gives out her orders to Failsafe and Dreamer and the Queen Brainiac, and still Oliver Queen, which I'm sure you're happy about with what happens by the end of this issue. So that's the ending, I should say, at least seems promising.
The ending hints that
there's
Oliver is not being character assassinated. Is probably not being character assassinated.
Yeah. Let's be real. It's Mark Waid. It was I like to think, I know for a fact he has a better handle on the characters than that. So,
I was gonna say, because I know Waid has done pretty well-known Flash run with Wally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's done any Green Arrow stuff, but
I will say Green Arrow has shown up in that World's Finest run that's currently going on. And I do like his Green Arrow in that, so there's that. But over to the Fortress of Solitude now, where our surviving heroes have sort of bunkered down and have taken refuge. Superman in his black suit from Return of Superman, which is great. Still love that. And I do like what Waid is doing here. This idea that ever since the disbanding of the Justice League and their death and coming back, and the Justice League not permanently coming back, everyone has kind of taken on their own sort of leadership role within their own small circles, and so these characters are put together again in this confined space and forced to work together. None of them can lead properly. None of them can do this.
It's very fractured until Dick Grayson stands up.
I know the Tom Taylor Titan stuff has garnered a lot of fire recently, for reasons that I personally mostly don't agree with. But in a world like this where the Justice League is no longer here and the Titans have stepped up, and we can really show off what Dick Grayson and his crew are capable of. Like, this is a moment where something like that like really pays off, and I think really works. And also, I
think it also helps that Wade has just this. I mean, Wade's got a handle on these characters, and there's something about the pacing of the speech, if that makes sense. Like, where it's like how it cuts off Diana specifically, like in the middle of like as everything's starting to fall apart, to bring everything together and sort of just demand attention.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the spacing of the speech bubbles. Like,
yeah,
it says a lot, which is, again, maybe a weird thing to fixate on, but this is comics, and
it's important. Yeah. Also, the fucking Batman, that's my boy moment. Oh, my God.
I know.
That's so good. And then also the panel, like the fucking 2 panels later. I love the Dan Mora logic of like the only way the utility belt actually fucking works is if he has a bunch of shit shoved behind his cape. I love that so much. It's so good.
Once again, Dan Mora.
Asking the real fucking questions.
We need to somehow, somewhere in the podcast, toss in that World's Finest run.
Oh, it's such a great book.
Hang on. He's taking over Superman, right?
Yes.
So we also have. I mean, we need to do his World's Finest run, but also we're getting more Dan Mora.
We're getting more Dan Mora. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So we don't even have to work at it. Anyway, but yeah, great speech. Then we get our ex-Justice Leaguers, some new suits. I love the Batman one because I love Purple Glove Batman. I will never love Purple Glove Batman. It's so good.
This is Mark Waid, Red Return of Superman. It's like, what if we did that for everybody else, basically?
Yeah.
And I like the idea. Like it's really interesting. Really fun. Makes me kind of disappointed that we're not doing all the tie-ins, but also there's so many goddamn tie-ins.
So many tie-ins. It's an event. I mean, hey, we're doing more tie-ins for this than we did for Night Terrors, so there's that.
This is true.
Yeah. And also we're doing, arguably the more important tie-ins with this. The Superman. Superman especially is,
Superman
seems especially relevant to the event at large. Anyway, let's attack the Fortress of Solitude with, oh my fucking god, what did they do to my boy John Kent? Holy fuck.
My brain is like, okay, this is some soap opera bullshit, and I am here for it, because it's like, yes, we have turned your son evil, Clark.
It's so fucking good. This also, I neglected to mention it before, but like another part of the sort of inability for the League to like get along and really get their heads together is that Clark is really distracted right now about the fact that Waller has John. And so, seeing this sets him off the deep end even more. Clark is not okay right now. He is really going through it. The Titans go into action because the Titans actually have not lost their powers yet. That very quickly changes, though. But hey, they have them for a little bit longer than most. We do get in a great little confrontation between Clark and the Queen Brainiac here. The haunting, fucking chilling line of the Queen Brainiac here, where she says, "I serve Mother Amanda." Oh my god, it's so good.
That made me pause just a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, especially when you take into account the Ground Zero issue, her portion of that issue. I just, oh my god, thinking back on that, just great stuff. I love it. We most of the rest of the heroes here in the Fortress of Solitude get taken out. Dreamer is infiltrating the fortress as well. We have some of Task Force 7 here with them. Great action sequence that breaks out here. Dan Mora once again is absolutely crushing it. Seeing these new Justice League suits in action. I love the bike that the Flash has. Really cool.
This is it's Wally though, right? It's Wally.
Yeah,
it was the Flash here.
Yeah.
I love how it's like, oh, we're getting the murder rock, because we might have to use the murder rock to stop John Kent.
Yep. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. And like, okay, I saw this fucking dead-eyed ass moment here coming up when Clark had John in his arms. John is like, Dad, there's a way to end this. You have to. And I flip the page. I was like, it's gonna be some demonic shit. He turned the page. Fucking join us. It's so good. Oh my god, I love it. The drama. Oh, Mark Waid is doing some fantastic stuff here.
Brainiac Queen gets Kandor, and
yep. Oh yeah.
Destroy the bottle city of Kandor. It's fun. But also the people inside Kandor are now infiltrating the Brainiac Queen. Apparently.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, honestly, this fight just gets more and more chaotic. And
yeah, up until Clark Kent fucking says, initiate self-destruct to the Fortress of fucking Solitude. The Queen Brainiac attacks him. Dreamer breaks free of Waller's control, gets caught in this blast that eventually destroys the Fortress of Solitude. I don't know if they're actually implying that Dreamer is dead at this point. I'm kind of hoping they're not, because I really do. I
don't think so, because
Dreamer so far.
Because remember, Waller was like mind controlling her. She just had her family held hostage. So there's got to be some resolution to that.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
You can't just do that. Now, it may not necessarily be in this book. I could easily see it being in
one of the tie-ins or something. Yeah.
I was going to say probably like the 7-issue Task Force 7 is currently running.
You were going to say airing.
Airing, running.
Anyway, but yeah, we then start closing out our issue with Waller sort of taking in what has happened. Queen Brainiac still having control over John. Again, I love this design of John.
There's one moment where John comes through and just says, "Dad," and it's like, no.
It's so good. It's so good. And then we close out our issue with Oliver Queen going through some important things confiscated from the Justice League Armory. And there is the implication that Oliver Queen is not actually loyal to Waller. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, it's still great shit. Still a great way to end the issue. And oh my god, I'm loving this so far. Loving Absolute Power. What a great issue.
First off, I cannot wait for next week's. I think it's next week's tie-in, because I need to know. I need to know what happened to Clark, guys.
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks from now. I think we're getting Superman and Wonder Woman 2 weeks from now. So yeah.
I think
next week is Robin Lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also excited for that.
Yeah, I will absolutely.
Entirely.
Yeah, totally.
Here's the thing: I am excited for all of our one-shots.
I love kind of everything we cover. Yeah, it's great stuff. Yeah, so actually, great transition. Check out Fresh Face one-shots that we do. Other ones that we do, that I should say. Yeah, Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, Batman: The Brave and the Bold by Various. We've been covering the mini-series Death in the Family, Robin Lives. Second issue of that is coming out soon. And then we also, just 2 days ago, put out our review of The Uncanny X-Men #1 by Gail Simone. It's our first Marvel Fresh Face one-shot, and it's Jacob's first Gail Simone comic, which is awesome. It's really exciting. It had a fantastic first issue. I'm so excited for more. And yeah, I think that does it. Main podcast. That's the other thing. Fresh Face Comics. Main podcast. Fresh Face Comics. Tomorrow, at the time of this video coming out, we have our episode coming out on World War Hulk, the Marvel Comics event. We got our good friend Mason on to guest on the episode. Had a great conversation about it. And then we have
one more Marvel episode before we go back to DC stuff.
Absolutely, gonna be fun. God, we're halfway through the 70s of episodes. It's absolutely insane. I feel like episode 100 is going to be here before we know it. It's absolutely insane.
I mean, according to my spreadsheet, episode time of release, episode 100 is exactly 1 year away.
Damn, that's crazy.
To the day.
That is fucking nuts. Wow, I love that we're having that conversation right now. All that said, also our socials, our link trees will be in the description below. You can check that out. And subscribe to Blood Donut Studios. That's obviously really important. And that about does it. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Julian Morgan.
Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.